Welcome to the Holy Bible Study with Shelby. Before we get started, hit that like, subscribe button, and please share this content so we can reach out and share God's word with others. Okay? Like all my videos, today we're doing Genesis chapter 16. Genesis chapter 16. Play about 5 to 6 minutes of audio. After that, I summarize it for you. You do need your King James Version Bible. The other Bibles don't work. Okay, King James Version. Pen, paper, and patience. And you know I'm going to say it again. Men, it starts with us. Make sure the family is at the table with you. And with that said, let's get started. Genesis chapter 16, and let's go.
Genesis 16. Now Sarai Abram's wife bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar.
Okay. So let me go ahead and do this over again. Let's go.
Genesis 16. Now Sarai Abram's wife bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid, it may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai Abram's wife took Hagar her maid the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived, and when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee, I have given my maid into thy bosom, and when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes, the Lord judge between me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand, do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me, for she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Bir Lahai Roi, behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare, Ishmael. And Abram was 86 years old, when Hagar bare Ishmael to Genesis 17.
Okay. Now, this is a lot to unpack here. Sarai, Abram's wife, she couldn't have children. And so she's going to take it up on herself. I'm talking about verse 1 right now. She's going to take it up on herself to do something about it. She's going to wait on God to do anything. She's going to take some action here. So I can't have no kids. Okay, I want you to take one of my handmaids, so we can have children. The handmaid can have a kid for you. Well, I'm sure Abraham didn't turn that down. His handmaid was an Egyptian. Now, this Egyptian, I want you guys to do your homework. Go back and look at, ancient Egyptian. Not this Hollywood stuff they're showing you. Not this Hollywood stuff. Go back, Google ancient time Egyptians. Yeah, artifacts and everything. Okay. But anyway, so when this Egyptian got pregnant by Abram, all of a sudden Sarah gets jealous. Well, she's the one that set it up. I don't know why she's mad, but hey, we have that going on today. Women condone things and then turn around and get mad about it. So all of a sudden she turns on her handmaid because she's pregnant and she's jealous. She probably was slapping her or cursing her or whatever, but she did enough for the handmaid to run off while she's pregnant. God sent his angels, say, where are you going? You need to go back to Sarah. Okay? Because Sarah was so mad about it and jealous at this time that she was pretty much, getting on Abram's nerve. Abram said, hey, you deal with her. You don't want to set this up. Now you want to call me out. But anyway, the Lord told her to return back to Sarah and submit herself. This is what happened when you get outside the box with God and don't let God have faith and let God do what He's won't done. Anyway, Sarah, this Hagar, which was the Egyptian handmaid, had a son, Ishmael. Okay, Ishmael today is Arab nation country over there in the Middle East. You wouldn't believe that all that stuff that's going over there in the Middle East, these people have bloodlines. These are relatives fighting against each other. They don't even know it. And they fight for a land that's not really theirs. But that's another lesson for another day. But he sent her back. So you go back and you do whatever Sarah wants you to do. God didn't tell Abraham to go into this handmaid. Sarah did it. When we step out the box of what God is doing and we call ourselves going to do it ourselves, things don't work out too well. Now, the other thing about this is, let me look at something here. Got ahead of myself, got caught up. So, sometimes you have to, let God do His work. And there's a reason for everything. Sometimes you have to pray. You have to be in God's word first, or that's the word. I tell people all the time. You can't pray to God when you don't know Him. He don't even hear you. People say, I'll pray for you, but they don't even know God, but they tell you that. That's another lesson for another day. Well, yeah. Genesis chapter 16. Go back and reread it. And you got to ask yourself, why did Sarah get mad? She's the one that encouraged that. She the one didn't have no faith or didn't turn to her God and pray for it. She gonna just do it on her own. She gonna make it happen. Then when it does happen, we're gonna find out in the next chapter. Something different is gonna happen. Okay. But until then, look forward to sharing Genesis 17 with you next time. Until then, have a good day, be happy, be peaceful, and thank you for your time.